This man started his own school to study female anatomy. Meet Bartleby Gaines, owner of the world's dorkiest name, and a graduating senior student from high school. As their story begins, we see Bartleby, along with his ragtag group of delinquents, snapping fake ID photos for younger high school students. Sherman Schrader, Bartleby's best friend, and that one kid, barges into the photography room. "Dude, you can't do this, we'll get in trouble." Ha, we all know that one kid. After, the lunch bell rings and they hear the vice principal, Mr. Matthews, on his way down the hall. In a last-ditch effort to avoid getting caught, the students line up as if they were in Glee Club. This might just be a genius plan.
We don't have a Glee Club.
Oh, the school day ends, so Bartleby and Schrader make their way out the building. On their way out, Bartleby is stopped by Monica, his all-time crush. "Hey, so prom is coming up soon and everything, and I'm having a party at my house, and I was wondering if..."
I'd love to.
Oh, Arlon.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, yo, Monica! Come on!
Suddenly, Chad calls her back. Typical. At home, he opens his mailbox, revealing his 8th denial letter from colleges that he's applied to. This one came from Ohio State, his fallback school. But that's okay, you know what they say. 9th time's the charm? On the other hand, Bartleby's sister, Lizzie, is cracked at school. She gives him some friendly advice.
Maybe you're just too average.
That evening, Bartleby breaks the news to his parents. Of course, they're disappointed, but he does offer up a compelling argument.
Now, Pocahontas never went to college.
They storm off.
I told you so.
You were adopted.
Goddamn. The next day, Bartleby receives another denial letter. This one from Harmon College. Determined to gain approval from his father, Bartleby hatches a plan. He forges an acceptance letter from a made-up college, South Harmon Institute of Technology.
You realize that makes it shit, right? SHIT?
Perfect. With Schrader's help, they make a website and later enroll Daryl into their newly established and soon-to-be esteemed college. Later that day, Bartleby opens a letter in front of his parents. His sister is less than convinced, but they are. His parents fall for it hook, line, and sinker and write him a handsome check for his first semester's tuition. "We're so proud of you, son. We can't wait to drop you off and get to know the place." Ruh-roh, Bartleby needs to get to bamboozling pronto. He suggests to his pals that they rent out a building near the real Harmon College. Rory, another friend, tells him that she knows a place. That night, the 4 friends break into the abandoned Harmon Psychiatric Hospital, or as Schrader calls it,
The birthplace of crack.
nice. They have a look around before Bartleby gives everyone a little prep talk while fixing one of the ceiling tiles. Moving on. Over the next few days, the 4 teens, along with the help of another college reject, Glenn, start the renovation process. Fixing up an abandoned psychiatric hospital can be quite difficult, but not when you have the power of friendship like these guys. Right as they finish cleaning up the building, Bartleby gets a call from his dad, who asks him to set up a meeting with the college's dean. Wait, we don't have one of those. Not to worry, Schrader's got a plan. The pair head to the shopping center to meet his uncle, Ben, about an acting gig. "Yeah, my uncle is super charismatic, this will be great."
Listen, you insolent little snot!
Anyway, the 2 friends have lunch with Ben and propose their idea. Though initially reluctant, Ben ultimately takes the job, but only after, "You're fired."
Perhaps it is time to move on.
In preparation of the fateful meeting, Rory employs the students of a real class to pretend to be students at their fake-ass school. Bartleby's parents arrive and are treated to a tour of the college, narrowly avoiding any of the incomplete elements of the makeover. Then, they make their way up to the dean's office where they meet with the fake Dean Lewis. Ben gives a commendable performance, explaining how valuable a good education is. Then, he pulls a complete 180.
Now, isn't that a load of horse?
"Bro, what are you doing?" Thankfully, he recovers the situation. "Look, what kids really go to college for is a good job with a big salary." "What a rational outlook. How refreshing." While Lizzie is skeptical, Mom and Dad are left satisfied. They leave to let their studious son prepare for a long semester of learning. And by learning, I mean playing video games in a renovated insane asylum. Bartleby goes to see who it is and is surprised to find a student that's here for orientation.
I'm looking for South Harmon Institute of Technology.
The student, wait a minute, explains that he got accepted on the website, and so did they.
Thank you so much.
Oh boy. Desperate for a solution, Bartleby pays a visit to a Harmon frat house in search of Schrader. He cleverly takes this guy's jacket before running into Monica. She makes him wet. A little bit of role reversal, I must say. Before her boyfriend and fraternity leader, Hoyt Ambrose, pulls up.
Floyd Pambrose. Our names rhyme.
Ha, good one. Meanwhile, Schrader can be seen very much not getting along with anybody, and making a fool of himself. Bartleby and Schrader head back to the fake college and discover that all the students had already paid for their first semester's tuition, $10,000 each.
That's $74 million.
Yeah, maybe college wasn't for you. Bartleby and his buds think about how they're going to solve this problem, but it's not long before they find the perfect solution.
we could have a battle royale.
Fortnite moment? Wait, when was this made? 2006. That was like 35 years ago. Okay, now for their actual solution. Bartleby hosts an assembly to explain things, but before he spills the beans, he realizes that all these people are just like him. They never got accepted anywhere, and this was their last chance to make their parents proud. You know what? Screw it.
Welcome to South Harmon Institute of Technology!
Let's go! Realizing that he has no idea how to actually run a college, Bartleby needs to come up with a solution, and fast.
I know. I'm processing.
You're gonna need to process a little faster, buddy. Later, Bartleby gets a call from his parents who ask how everything is going. What classes are you taking, son? Statistics, business, and anatomy. Suddenly, an absolute Chad yoinks his phone and hops into the pool. In an effort to figure out how to run this thing for real, Bartleby meets with the lady in charge of student transfers at the real Harmon College for a tour. He spends the day looking around at all the subjects they offer and realizes how sad college life really is. That's why I dropped out. At the end of the day, he sees Monica on her way to class. They chat for a bit and she shares her passion for photography. Unfortunately, the school won't let her take that class because it conflicts with her major.
Wow, that makes no sense at all.
Neither does school in general, my guy. Back at the fake college, Bartleby asks the students what subjects they want to learn and forms a school syllabus. Naturally, a lot of the answers have to do with girls, but there are a few real things that people want to learn, like cooking, woodwork, and the answer that stood out the most.
I want to learn how to blow up with my mind.
Same. Actually, I really did kind of blow up this YouTube channel using only my brain. Anyway, now the education can begin.
My ass looks like hamburger meat.
Just as Bartleby is trying some of Glenn's magic brownies, a student from Harmon knocks on the door looking for the leaseholder of the property. As it turns out, Harmon College wants to buy the building in order to demolish it and build a fancy entrance. Back at the real Harmon frat house, we see Sherman Schrader donning the nickname Sperminator as he wears a sussy costume and hands out beers. Meanwhile, Monica walks in on her boyfriend making out with another woman. Frustrated, she leaves the party, but she's not the only loser of the night. Schrader continues to be mocked by the frat members. Back at Bartleby's clever sister pulls up and threatens to reveal his secret, unless he can give her his scooter and a fake ID, that is. Now what could a 13-year-old possibly want a fake ID for?
So we can vote, dumbass.
Understandable. Have a nice day. Later that day, we see that the real dean of the real Harmon College has just found out about the fake South Harmon College. I'm sure we'll be seeing him very soon. Then, we catch up with the heartbroken Monica who sulks in bed before finding a gift. It's a camera, along with a photography book. It's signed, Smile, from B. Aw, sweet gift, bro. She decides to go see Bartleby at his college to thank him for the gift. She has a hard time finding the address because, well, it doesn't actually exist. But when she does get there, Bartleby explains, yeah, it's a bit of a well-kept secret. He gives her a tour of the place, but then...
I'm working some very unstable herbs.
Oh, carry on then, good sir. Afterwards, Bartleby walks Monica back to Harmon, where they see Schrader, this time dressed up in a hot dog costume shouting,
Ask me about my wiener.
love that. Bartleby shows some concerns for his buddy, but Schrader insists he's as happy as can be.
Ask me about my wiener.
Keep doing you, pal. Afterwards, Bartleby heads back to the fake college with Schrader, and we catch a glimpse of the school's newspaper, the shit rag. Very nice. As they chat, Schrader warns him that he probably ought to close the school down. Apparently, this is all very illegal. There's a ton of legal concerns, like insurance, for example. Come on, what could we possibly need insurance for? Okay, you have a point, we'll get insurance. Later that night, the South Harmon band hosts a concert in the assembly room. That same night, the Harmon fraternity hosts their own party. But just about no one shows up. Bartleby has claimed victory. This angers Hoyt, who makes his way down the hill with the full intent to bring the concert to the ground. Meanwhile, and after a wonderful performance, Bartleby hops off the stage and sees Monica. They talk for a bit, and then he takes her to his dorm room / luxury penthouse. He puts the moves on her, and things start to heat up. Eventually. Meanwhile, downstairs at the concert, Hoyt and his frat members storm inside and start looking for Bartleby. However, Schrader notices them and lets his buddy know. Monica and Bartleby head downstairs and are confronted by the frat members. Things start getting intense, and it seems that Glenn's wish is finally coming true.
Battle royale.
Nice. Hoyt and his frat members decide to leave, but on their way out, and as a last-ditch effort at revenge, he pulls the fire alarm, drenching everyone in water.
What t-shirt party?
Okay. Later that night, Schrader's woken up by one of the frat's friends, Gwen. It's induction night, big guy. She leads him to the frat house where he's escorted down into a dimly lit room. Then, Hoyt manipulates Schrader into telling them everything about Bartleby's fake college, and brews him up in the process. The next morning, and back at the fake college, everything is trashed after the party. Everyone groups together in front of the school, and Monica takes a photo. Realizing that Schrader's not there anymore, Bartleby heads to his dorm room at Harmon. He knocks on their door and opens it to see Schrader, who looks like he just had a friendly encounter with Mike Tyson. Schrader reveals that the frat members forced him into telling them everything about South Harmon. Back at South Harmon, Bartleby tries to process what happened, but he's quickly interrupted when the parents of all the students arrive.
What are you doing here?
Good question. It appears that someone, aka Hoyt, sent out a Parents' Day email to all of the students' parents. Clever as ever, Bartleby improvises and tells everyone that they have a planned tour for the day. Then, all of a sudden, the dean of the real Harmon College, Richard Van Horn, arrives, along with several police officers.
The joke is over.
Uh-oh. Dean Richard informs everyone about the situation and warns Bartleby that he'll be hearing from their attorneys. Meanwhile, his parents look on ashamed and tell him to grab his things and meet them in the car. All the parents start leaving with their children as Monica asks Bartleby if it was all fake before walking away, upset. Back at home, things are tense between Bartleby and his parents. A few days later, he decides to visit the school, finding it abandoned again. All that progress wiped away in an instant. Relatable. Yes, I'm referring to the fact I was just banned, and I just still don't know why, but I'm back. Anyway, outside the front of the school, he spots a letter from the Ohio State Board of Accreditation, or OSBA. Upon opening the letter, it is revealed that his hearing before the OSBA is scheduled for a few days from now. The plot thickens. Later that day, Bartleby meets with his friends and proposes the idea of actually trying to become an accredited college.
I was inspired. I felt inspired by it.
Thanks a lot. I'm
Schrader appears and reveals that he was the one that applied for accreditation, inspiring the rest of the group to go along with the plan.
I'm saying I want to be a shithead.
At the hearing, they're surprised to see that all the school students are there, cheering them on. Bartleby presents his case to the judges, though he is contested by the dean of Harmon College every step of the way. Boomer moment. The judge explains that they only accredit schools that possess 3 key things: functional facilities, a solid curriculum, a capable faculty. Functional facilities? Well, they did have a skateboard ramp, a pool, even a tiki bar. Okay, fine, maybe they don't have the right facilities, but they did have a damn good curriculum. You got Slacking 101, Doing Nothing 405, and bumper stickers.
How does one major in bumper stickers?
Yeah, that is a fair point. Okay, the last necessity: capable faculty.
See, at South Harmon, sir, the students are the teachers.
Well, that is a good concept, but the judge is not having any of it. He's told that they need a proper staff team or else they cannot be accredited. Suddenly, Mr. Lewis stands up and tells him that he is their teacher and dean. However, the opposing dean objects, calling him a washed-up drunk.
Why don't you take your PhD and shove it up your ASS?
Okay, but he's not wrong. Then, the judge tells him that one teacher is not enough for more than 300 students and asks if they have any other teachers. Well, about that. No, not really. Right as it seems that they are about to lose, Bartleby stands up and gives one of the most persuasive speeches in history, perhaps ever, which is similar to how I managed to get my channel, which was randomly banned, unbanned. Basically, after a few minutes of begging and pleading, the judges take a moment to deliberate before granting the South Harmon Institute of Technology, a 1-year probationary license to continue testing their experimental programs. And that is a great way to put it, experimental. Like, remember that one guy who was trying to blow things up with his mind? Yeah, well, this is him now. Hey guys, so I was banned. It was not copyright related. It was not, I didn't get community guidelines. I didn't get 3 strikes and then I was out. I just got banned randomly. I have no idea why. I appealed many times, and eventually, I got back. I'm here. So this is the first video back. Now, I don't like to ask anything of you guys, but if you guys could please follow me on Twitter, and for at least the next month, just be like the best fans possible. Like, if you watch one of my videos, leave a like, leave a comment, watch it all the way through.